It's Thursday night. Anyway, hey everybody, this is Retrokid Reviews. Totally not asking my cat to escort him out of the studio, or what's left of my bedroom at this point, to do a quick, overall, thoughts, not finale review of Candela Obscura's first chapter. This is just my general thoughts of the first two chapters the first two episodes of chapter 1 in general. For those who don't know, it is basically, I think, a spiritual successor to, I believe, Call of Cthulhu, or those investigative type of, games. Long story short, I know next to nil about games outside of 5e or whatever I've been seeing so far. Critical Role. I have been aware of mostly the Dimension 20 stuff. I think I may or may not have done some references to one Brandon Lee Mulligan, former, I guess, Bronx guy. He doesn't sound like a Bronx guy. He sounds like a Brooklyn guy. Anyway, New York code aside, I need to do a quick update on something I've had in the I think the backlog of Nerf reviews for a while, and that is the Nerf X-Shot Insanity line, because I couldn't get the long shot. Long story short, this is fine. This is the base model, of the Berserk, blaster. The reason why it doesn't have all those insane, like, PK films, I know these Nerf film channels by, I guess, osmosis, or I guess reputation, but I can't apparently say it out loud. Sorry in advance. But yeah, all those short films where they basically have a bunch of like weird like ammo holster like attachments, like gun versus gun, obviously. This is in the basement because it's kind of practical to work on a dump pouch, not so much in practice. Another thing I want to show off real quick before I start my Candela review so far of the first two episodes is that the Insanity line has a nub here to work with other blasters down the road, because they want to do the thumbnail thing and have like a bunch of attachments and stuff. And speaking of, I think I'm already thinking of mods later down the road, so my apologies in advance to D&D fans, and specifically Candela Obscura fans. So where's my dice? Oh boy. Okay, there it is. So yeah, long story short, I think it's a D6 system with Candela's game startup guide. I think the creator of the game mentioned it in Critical Role's video leading up to the first two episodes, so card there for him to give you a general description of the game sets, because I don't know everything about the bleeds and the damage effects and everyone like going back to their chambers and basically, having a lie down, basically recouping their wounds in between sessions, which is a really good idea for this kind of investigative game series, if anything else. I was worried and hoping that Taliesin Jaffe was going to DM at least one session of this. That's still in the cards, probably in chapter 2, because I am pretty much impressed to see Matt Mercer basically do a standing session as a DM for like almost 2 to 3 hours episode of this on a monthly basis. So that is demanding, weird as it sounds. I don't know Critical Role's full stance into the WGA and the writer and the SAG strike, but I am aware that I think either Sam Riegel's wife or a lot of other families of CR have been out at the picket line, so please support them down there. Since I am talking about the strike, the entertainment fund, I believe, that I forgot to mention last time, is also going to be in the description down below if you want to fund them directly, to help them, have livable wages outside of the business, as long as these strikes continue to happen. One other thing, speaking of, I guess, my local New York hood here, yes, I'm very much aware the UPS pending strike actually got the hugest Teamster win with a bunch of, I think it was like 40 bill. How that will splinter all across the country, that's neither here or there. So there's your political news for now. Anyway, back to the game itself. I kind of like it. It's actually really nice. It's very inventive. Ashley Johnson's Augie is kind of funny at times. Like, I think when she was doing this character's introduction, it was like, holy shit, what is all this? Who are you? What are we doing? And then, like, you go to the episode 2, whereas a few weeks later, she kind of had a brain fart. It's like, hello, or she says, like, saying hello to herself, to her character. And it's like, oh, that's gonna be memed to death as far as the CR community goes, as far as critters will be. And that being said, as a 2-year critter going into a whole new game system, it's very friendly. I have looked at the rules myself. I only glanced over a couple of times. However, I do feel like it's an easier system. The layout looks a lot better. Like I said, I'll try to leave the start guide down below in the description. And ultimately, this is my quick summation of the first two episodes going into the finale. So I'll probably have a general review for when the full episode drops as of tonight, going into probably this weekend. One other thing, you probably also noticed my thoughts on Barbenheimer. Long story short, I didn't really have a stance on it. I feel like both movies did just fine. If you saw the box office for both those movies, they definitely did just fine. Doing the split, like, day of release kind of scheduling, does remind me a lot of, like, twin movies back in like the 90s when they were both having the same concept and then when a race to which one was going to make it the most money. I think it was mostly on disaster movies front. And speaking of said those types of disaster movies, one of them might be a retro review. And I told myself I never do a Michael Bay movie here, and I might have to make that exception if Bruce is anything to say. And that I mean Willis. So, coding aside for my next upcoming retro review, that being said, what did you think so far of Candela Obscura? Did I overly summarize this for the advanced critters out there? Please let me know in the comments down below. As for my dice, this is my Dungeon Dice set. I have yet to use in a game still. I would love to have any critter in the New York community, let me know in the description if like any local games are happening. I would love to like try out a character just for the sake of it. I don't know my preferred class yet, as far as 5e rules go. For Candela, I don't really know old-timey wise. I'm gonna try to do like more of a steam worker kind of thing, kind of like what Ashley Johnson did for Augie, but I want to be like more like down the road, like, oh, I've seen this shit, I've had Black Lung one too many times, or something along those lines of that kind of storytelling for character, because it is steampunk inducive, but more of like the industrial modern age with like a little bit of supernatural magic into the mix, kind of like oh, damn, I used to have the show Penny Dreadful. It's got a lot of Penny Dreadful vibes. If you know the show, you know. So yeah, that all being said, I highly recommend Lou Buffin, if I got her name right. She's been doing most of the highlights that I've been watching of Campaign 3 so far. So go to her, I think, current highlights for Candela Obscura leading into this week's game. Other hand here for when I eventually do shorts for episode 66 for Campaign 3 on Hell's Bell's End. That's why you're not seeing that video this week, because, again, they got 2 weeks off, and I want to do something, a bridge in between of that. And if this works, I would love to do this as a check-in when they go on their like week off break kind of stuff. I would love to do that for the campaign as a whole, but it's a lot of episodes to catch up on and to do a catch-in with. So if anything, for anyone who wants to get in to campaign 3 as is. So yeah, obviously see our shirt and merch here to sub the channel. Hit the notification bell down below for when I do my future overall rating, I guess, because I'm not going to fully rate it yet until I get to the final episode of Chapter 1 on Candela's End. I don't know what kind of role I'm going to be doing. I really want to implement as far as my review scale. I want to try to do it on the D20 die system. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm probably going to have to exaggerate it. Ultimately, all the cast members who were in this was good. Anji Mulami did a great job. Laura Bailey, amazing as always. Robbie Damon is just really going pretty weird with his character, doing final summations for all the characters. Again, I'll talk more about it in the overall rating for when I get to part 3 of chapter 1 later this weekend. So with that all being said, yeah, how do I do this? Is this all cool? Let me know in the comments down below. And for that all, this is Retrokid saying, yeah, I really need like a cool outro for critters. Let me know in the comments. Seriously, I want to make this more of a thing, and I hope it works. Seriously.